one thing that we were talking about that was so profound, I thought, is how the emotions that we have and the gifts that we are creating through our healing, how that shows up in our relationships.
Yes. So one thing we had talked about is that people, when they go through a breakup or the end of a relationship, there's this real, if there have been good aspects to it that they can still connect with. Often in the category of intimacy or sex, people kind of feel like they have to mourn this loss of, oh my gosh, I had the most intimate connection with them and now I'll never have that again. Or I had the greatest sex of my life and I'll never have that again. And it's important people remember that you take that with you. Your ability to have that connection and have that experience is from you, not from the other person. And granted, there is something magical that happens when two people who are connected and have work to do together on a level, physical level, whatever it is that you're connecting at, something magical occurs for sure. But that deep, profound experience that you have as the individual in that relationship, that goes with you, and you take that with you into every relationship you ever have going forward, because your capacity to experience that on a physical level or on an emotional level or on a spiritual level is your experience. They're not giving that to you. That's what you bring to the table. And so in forthcoming relationships, or even if you look back on past relationships, you'll see where your experience is what you were having. It's not something they gave to you. And so I really encourage people when they are going through a transition or, think that, oh, it'll never be like that again, to remember the only way they had that experience was through themselves, not through the other person. They share it with the other person.
Beautiful. I love it. Thank you so much, Carrie. Beautiful and talented inside and out. And we'll link you we'll link below to All World Health. And
Great.
And what is the practice that you are in North Carolina?
Yeah, my practice is Exo Wellness. And that is, as you said, I do Skype consultations with All World Health and through Exo. And when I'm in Atlanta, I come and see patients in person. And then here in North Carolina, I work with my clients in person and also over Skype or FaceTime. And as you had talked about doing kind of the custom jewelry, people come to me wanting to know the healing properties of stones, and I might create a piece for them, or wanting to be more connected to something. I create jewelry for that and have a line that I sell as well. So I'll flip the camera around and just give you a quick little image here. So here's some of the pieces that you were talking about. Like, these are very special stones that these holes are naturally from a river in Nepal. These are Nepalese river stones.
Oh, that's
and so I incorporate these into different pieces, and I work a lot with quartz. This is quartz and pearl and apatite. And I love using quartz because it's a really beautiful stone for clearing energy and also holding your own energy. So it's a great stone to meditate with and set your intentions with and to have with you all the time. And I love using these gemstone chains with that. So I tend to incorporate some metal beadwork and also a healing gemstone to go with it. And then I'll talk to you about this lotus flower in just a moment.
Okay.
So here's some of the other pieces. So I love, the healing properties of the color, and sometimes it might just be the use of the color or the actual gemstone property. And then this item right here I was in Cambodia last year and was really touched by my experience there. And I worked with artisans there who are creating, and I'll show you another piece here, who are creating jewelry from expended shell casings from the Khmer Rouge conflict.
Wow.
Which I was so deeply touched. Yeah. And have been working with them to bring their jewelry back and sell it here. And so these pieces are done from molds. And then these are handcrafted by young artisans that are using this money so they can continue their education.
That's beautiful.
And here's some other ones that are inspired. These sweet little doll people are inspired by the dancers in the temples. Oh, and it's, there we are.
You're back.
Um,
Good. That's
yeah.
beautiful.
And then here's some more of those rosary chains using the healing properties of quartz. And black tourmaline is also a great cleanser of your field. So stressful, energy to feeling depleted. And then some of the pieces that I think you may have seen too are the orgonite that I sell at the All Worlds Health Practice.
Yes.
That's really great for kids that are on computers. These are some more of the Cambodia pieces that are on computers a lot. You can get those at All Worlds Health, and they're really simple and inexpensive and help protect them from all the EMFs that we're exposed to all the time.
So it's
and
organized
then these,
that blocks the EMFs? Is it?
yes,
Okay, that's
exactly.
great. We're all exposed so much to so much more EMFs, especially.
Yes, and it's just like a little force field, or like kind of shaking off a plant to get the dust off. It really helps the body to not absorb all of that energy, and it's a really simple thing, as you said, great for kids, great for adults that are sensitive to that. And then these are some scarves and cloaks and blankets that I'd also brought back with me because the Cambodians have incredible weaving skills. And so I was really moved by their creations, because this was a completely new concept to me, that it wasn't like a sweatshop environment. I actually saw where these women were working on looms and met these women that were creating these pieces and making these scarves. And so it was a really profound experience for me. And so I continue to work with them with the getting more materials, them creating their scarves, and also the jewelry that they're making.
That's wonderful. Thank you so much for sharing. The scarves are gorgeous.
Yeah, thank you. I've just, I've always loved scarves and loved jewelry. It's one of those things I purchase everywhere I go, whenever I travel, because I think it's a really great memento to have. And I had just never felt anything. The craftsmanship was at a whole other level. So I've been selling that and bringing that back to the States and helping empower those women and those work groups in Cambodia to continue what they're doing.
That's wonderful. Thank you for doing that important work.
Thank you.
And you can find out more about Carrie's products, her jewelry line, and the scarves from Cambodia at exowellness.com, or just put a comment and Carrie can contact you directly, or you can contact Carrie on Messenger. Thank you for sharing. Have a
Thanks, Angela.